Say VX, I really enjoyed your talk. Thank you. I had, quite a few people tag on Twitter and everything showing that they were there, posting pictures, all of that. I wish I did a meet and greet. I just, it was like last minute for me that I was asked about that. And I was like, So I was like, okay, next time. But it was a fun con. People came up and asked really good questions. So I liked it. Seemed to go very well for being last minute. Yeah, well, the panel was less last minute so much. It's more so me being asked about the meet and greet stuff. But still, yeah, no, we I sat there with Manta and we were coming up with like what we should talk about for the panel. And I was like, honestly, we both kind of said at the same time, we should just talk a little bit and then just Q&A. Like figure out what people want to ask us, you know? Because we always do panels, let's say it's an hour. We tend to do like 40 minutes of talking and then 20 minutes of Q&A. And it's not enough for the types of questions people ask, and we never get through everybody. So I think I prefer doing like shorter yap, you know, because they just watch streams for that, right? So I enjoyed it. It was good. I did see quite a few people wearing my merch. Like a lot of people at the panel wearing the merch, which is nice. Some of it old merch, some of it current, but it all looks really good. It all looked really nice. So I liked that. It makes me want to do more like formal Q&A, because I always say anyone can just come to my chat and ask a question and I'll answer it. Like most of the content you see of me explaining a thing or whatever is just because someone in chat asked and I'm just like off the top of my head trying to do my best to answer. I think maybe it'd be nice to like have a spot where people can submit them and I can talk about them in video form or something. I also want to do another, I did a Twitch Creator Club talk and there were a lot of questions that I never got to. There were so many because people asked literally hundreds of questions. Some of them overlapping, but still, I think it'd be nice to do one, especially because in the Creator Club, there aren't really many like big creators in there, like big VTubers that are in the VTuber Club. And those that are, they're just kind of like present. They don't really do a lot with interacting in that community because everyone's so busy. So I think like hosting another thing would be nice. Being able to do stuff like that for the community. Like if I want to host a session and it's not like public, it's like just for the people that are in that club. It's nice because then there are a lot of like smaller creators that would never really be able to like sit there and ask me questions like that necessarily. They get to do it and they get to ask things that they like don't want to ask publicly, like on stream or anything like that, you know? So it's nice. I want to do another one. Yeah, you said you can think of a couple in-depth questions you'd be curious for input on, but don't want to type an essay in chat for it. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind when we're in just chatting and we're not on like an in-depth topic. Realistically, I don't mind at all. I really don't. Even if it is complex, it's fine. Maybe like if it's a huge paragraph, I'll look at it and be like, wow, that's a lot. But sometimes you just can't ask what you want to ask without essaying, and that's not really like, I'd rather that over the simple questions because I always get a lot of the same things, and every VTuber gets this, right? Where people come in and they're like, how do you like get started as a VTuber? And I'm like, brother, just go on YouTube and ask. Like, there's so many videos on this, you know? But then like the in-depth stuff that maybe I'm uniquely positioned to answer, I'd rather people ask that stuff, you know? Because it's just a more unique conversation at that point. So it's okay. I never mind. Same with VA panels. How do I become a VA? I've noticed that, right? Like when you go to voice actors, like panels and stuff, it's the same 3 questions for a lot of it. They come up and they're like, I want to start voice acting. How do I get into it? Do you have any advice for someone starting out? If you could go back to when you started, what advice would you give yourself? It's those questions every time. And then VTubing panels, we get those 3 questions literally every time. I hate though, I don't want to be at a panel and be like, hey, just watch my video on it next. Because I feel like an asshole when they got up there physically like stood there, you know what I mean? But like at the same time, I'm like, come on, like there are people standing behind you who probably have like more in-depth or specific questions, and I'd rather like spend time on theirs than the one I've done like 1,000 times, you know? Surprised Sayu doesn't have a card linking to a video for VA tips at his meet and greets. I was thinking of doing that, making a QR code and then having some videos where I do the FAQs and I just talk about them. And then, you know, just if someone asks, I'll be like, hey, you know, I get asked this 1,000 times. I've made some comprehensive videos on it. Here you go. Boom, QR code. I think that might actually be like the way to do it. Rosie made a bunch of YouTube videos that were here, a bunch of questions I'm never going to answer again. Seemed like it worked out for him. That's exactly what I was like writing up for myself. I was writing up the FAQs and I wanted to make just a playlist of me talking about those things. I don't know. I think it would make sense. It doesn't fit with like the kind of content I make for my main channel. So I think what I do is I make a bigger guide video or several ones where I talk about some things and then make one FAQ video where I talk about it on the main channel. And then I am like, if you want to hear more in-depth discussion of this, go to this video, go to that video. And I just link one per section, right? So you get like the TLDR and then the expanded, right? I think that could be good. Or I just podcast about it, let people send in questions and I just do it. And if it's already been answered, I go, hey, pull up the podcast episode.